let's get started. Guess who's back? Back again. I forgot how OBS works. Okay, we're good. Speeding at sea. It's me, Z. Oh wow, I am really rusty. Hello. I hope everybody is doing spectacularly. It has been a while. It's been only a week. Only about a week. But a lot of things have happened. A lot of flights, a lot of back and forth, a lot of relaxing. But I'm so glad to be back. One thing is that this is my last 1.5/2 weeks of streaming before the long winter break. Winter is coming, which means that we definitely need to make the most out of it. But don't worry, I'll still be posting videos while I'm gone. So yeah, okay, first off, roll call. Hello Eggy, hello Germanium GE, hello Architelos, hello Astral Atropos, hello Delek, hello Rexus, hello Alex. There are so many new Orbeez, by the way. While I was gone for the Thanksgiving break, one of my posts on Reddit, like, took off, and so many new Orbeez. So if you're new, thank you so much for joining. Hello, greetings, I'm Z. Hello Dan Nandiel. I hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving for at least the US-based folks. If you haven't already, please be sure to join the Discord. I was actually posting a lot of photos there while I was gone. And during the winter break, I will also be posting photos there as well. So don't miss out. To summarize, I did some really cool chefing, cooking, for Thanksgiving. I got to see my Doge, which was really nice. I'm probably going to also post another picture. I got a collection of CDs, from some of my relatives, and yeah, no, it's really great. I got a new, I'm looking at it right now. I got a new Frank Sinatra CD. I got a new one for Stan Getz, amazing jazz artist. So I am super duper stoked. But it also means that since there's only a few weeks left, things are a little bit crazy, so I'll try my best to make time for streams, but we'll see how it goes. I hope everybody also had a great break. If there's one thing that I've learned over this break, I have encountered many new science VTubers. This includes Jovia, I think that's how you say her name. She's a computer science math VTuber, and yesterday she taught me that you can say think in Swedish in 3 ways. I jotted it down here. You can say it as like tika, tanka, and tro. I don't think I've said that right at all. But there's 3 different ways for you to actually say thinking, which I thought was really interesting. She does amazing well, I don't think she's debuted yet, but she will be doing amazing content. Yeah, so things have been great. Oh, another thing is that I have been starting to watch not Eurocam, Eurocam, based off of a recommendation from Throne. One user gifted me something, and in the message it said, watch Eurocamp. And I started it, and it has been quite informative. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but it's basically a slice of life show, about these middle schoolers as they're like going camping. I've only watched like the first 3 episodes, so I can't really say much about it so far, but it's really cozy. The art is gorgeous. Yes, I love Eurocamp. Yes, I'm glad there are other fans. I went into it thinking like, oh, it'll just be about like camping, but it's actually been really informative in a way. So yeah. So that's how I've been occupying my time. I also have a cup of coffee here. Really delicious. But yes, So what's on today's agenda, you may be asking? Well, there's 3 things. The first is, this has been asked before, for me to try the Mensa IQ challenge. Now, before the stream, I like looked through it just to make sure that it would be all safe and whatever. And it looks pretty intense, so we'll see how this goes. I also encountered a new VTuber friend. His name is Chet. Let me actually make sure I'm saying that correctly and link the channel. Yes, Chet. He does computer science content. Chet Spinny Eyes. Yes, that's the full name of the channel. And he does computer science content. And I encountered him because he was doing a video on like leak code challenges. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a collab. I did a collab with CL to do leak code challenges, and he actually collabed with her recently as well. So I found his channel. Maybe we'll do a leak code challenge when I'm back from the break. Rexus asks, what do you mean safe? Okay, so for example, like for the Halloween stream, I was going to do this like horror game like test, and then they had a Google Doc linked for streamers, and they were like, don't do this on stream if you're a VTuber because it will reveal your like personal information, your location, your like camera and whatnot. So like that's what I mean by safe. I guess I should have clarified that. What coffee is it? I just dilute. So there is this like decaf like coffee powder, and if you dissolve it in water and then basically like spin it around slash like froth it up, basically it becomes like this like frothy dense like coffee mix, and then I just pour water on top of it. So it's like my DIY version of a cappuccino. So I have basically decaf coffee with oat milk. Okay, so without further ado, I think we should get started on the test because I'm actually kind of curious. Okay, hope you guys can see that. Oh, okay, let me also move this into view. So we're going to be doing this, then we're going to be doing this like mental math challenge that I found. I've actually been like playing around with this for a while, just for fun. So yeah, super stoked. Okay, let's read through this. Welcome to the Mensa IQ challenge. This challenge involves trying to solve 35 puzzles within 25 minutes. The puzzles get progressively difficult as you move through the test. Please note that this particular challenge is actually really tough. At the end of the test, if you don't get a score of 100 or more, okay, well, I don't think that will happen, TBH. Oh, if you don't get a score of 100 or more, how are these scored? Because there's only 35 puzzles. Anywho, please also note that it's common to get different scores on IQ tests, blah, 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 blah. There are many reasons for this, like how you're feeling that day, tired, hungry, or in a certain mood. Of course, you can take the practice test and many times if you want. Good luck. So, I had a conversation with Chet, who's a CS VTuber. And both of us agree that these IQ challenges are not the best metric for anything, basically. I think there are some people who actually like try hard for these to get into like the Mensa society. I don't think I've done like an IQ test since I was little, so we'll see how this goes. I actually don't know how much talking I'll also be able to do since I will be locked in. Yeah, no. This Mensa IQ challenge is provided for entertainment purposes only, and your score will not qualify you for Mensa. Okay. There's different languages. Yeah, so if you want to try this yourself, let me actually link this into the description. The only IQ, hello Eggy, the only IQ test that's valid is trolley problems. Oh my god, I remember that. I remember there was this one stream. It was after my first study with Z stream. And we did the trolley problem, but my brain was baked. Baked as in tired, by the way. I remember I had to like sacrifice Faye, or like my first cousin, That was one of the toughest moments of my streaming career. Okay, shall we get started? Okay, one last sip of coffee. The real IQ test is observing people. Well, isn't that more like EQ? I don't know if you guys know, but there's this thing called EQ. It's like emotional quotient, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but it basically measures like how like emotionally like responsive you are, slash like sympathetic, slash like being able to detect people's emotions. It's like basically how like socially aware you are. And there's a separate test for that as well. Maybe we could try that next. Have you guys taken the MBTI? Okay, there is an emotional quotient test, but I don't know how good this is. EQ is BS? Really? I feel like I haven't actually heard about emotional quotient since like my middle school days. So it's been a while. Like, I feel like I haven't heard it like used in any context. Yeah, it's not really used for any other context. But we should try doing the MBTI test afterwards. How does that sound? Wow, you guys have a lot of strong opinions about the EQ. I wasn't sure if there were any, like, new tests that got developed that would, like, I don't know, like, better find it out, but I guess for something, like, subjective like that, it's really hard to, like, tell. Like, it's hard to sort of gauge that, right? Okay, anywho. How about we get started? Alright, it's time to lock in. So it's 25 minutes. I don't know how much talking I'll do, but I will try my best to keep socializing. But it's time to lock in. Let's start. Oh. Age range? What? What? I have to dox myself, guys. I'm actually 61 plus. I'm actually 89 years old. No, I'm actually 100 years old, guys. Actually, technically, because I am from the first side of the universe itself, I'm like 13.8 billion years old. This online test gives an indication of general cognitive abilities represented by an IQ score between 85 and 145, where 100 is the population average. Okay, it's not a substitute for actual intelligence tests. So this test consists of 35 puzzles in the form of visual patterns that must be solved within a 25-minute time limit. Participation requires neither specialized knowledge or mathematical skills. These puzzles, which will get progressively difficult, are weighted equally, so you get a point for each correct answer. You do not get bonus points for finishing the test early. Oh, I see. Also, you're not penalized for answering incorrectly. Okay, for 25 minutes. Okay, cool. IQ tests at least have research behind them. I see. Yeah, no, I was gonna say the validity of IQ tests are also disputed. I think if you, like, meet with, like, a professional psychologist and, like, get assessed in that way, like, there is more validity. I think for, like, court cases and stuff like that, that's how they determine, like, IQ, right? For certain cases where they want to, like, demonstrate that somebody is, like, not... like, how do I explain this? Like, certain criminals are, like, less likely to have, like, to demonstrate intelligence, or I don't know how to explain this, but I hope you guys know what I mean. IQ tests have at least research behind them. People are complicated and diverse. Yeah, no, exactly. It's really hard to, like, boil that down to one number, right? But I think that's why the MBTI test is so fun, because it basically, like, helps capture, like, different parts of your personality. And there's, like, 16 of them, right? Hag maxing. No, okay, I'm not 61 years old. I'll just say I'm between 18 and 50. I think that's a reasonable time range. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. That's what Expertium states. No, I think like it's not like whether they were like intelligent enough to plan a crime, but like I remember like one case that I read about was there was this one individual who had like an IQ that was like below the average population. And he was sent to prison and he was like on probation. He was released and he was like on probation. And he was a felon. So he one day he like saw an advertisement to become a police officer in the news. And one of the things that they required was like an assessment and to have like a conceal and carry gun or something like that. And so he like went and purchased a gun and was like standing outside the police office with the gun to like try to see if he could apply for this job. Now, of course, like he's a convicted felon. You're not allowed to buy a gun. But the reason why that he was not like arrested again, and sort of the argument in the court case was that because his like intelligence like level was below the average population, there is a chance that he may have not been like fully aware of the consequences of like purchasing that gun and like what it meant to his current state of being like a convicted felon. So like I think that's like one example of like where I've seen that sort of play out. But other than that, like I haven't really seen the IQ test being used for anything. It's not like they asked for it on like a college application, right? So yeah. Wait, really? I think MBTI is... Yeah, no, MBTI test results can vary, but I think it's just a fun way of being like, oh yeah, no, I am like E something something something, right? I just do... Yeah, MBTI is just for fun. I feel like it's like a good icebreaker, right? Some people dodge their sentences by declaring insanity so they can say they didn't mean to do it. Yeah, but I think like in the... Nowadays, like, to actually like prove that, you have to like be with the psychologist. I actually don't know how this works. So if somebody knows better, please state it in the chat. Anywho, let's get started. We've been looking at the screen for quite a bit. I will select my age range of 61 plus. No, I'm just joking. I am between 18 and 50. It's time to lock in, guys. Oh, I guess it's not the start yet. I wonder if I can make this screen a little bit bigger. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. So in this example, you can see a grid of 9 boxes, one of which is empty. You have to choose between the 6 alternative shapes. Yeah, so the correct answer is B. Makes sense. Okay. Okay, exercise 1. Okay, so this one's just basically the bottom right corner, because you can see that it kind of all spreads out. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna lock in. Exercise 2. Circle. So you need a diamond in this column and a square, so it's a diamond and a square. Circle, dot, plus, so it must be a triangle for each row, and it must be empty because that's the only one that's left. Exercise 4, right, center, left, right, center, left, right, center, left, bottom, up, up, bottom, up, up. So this must be bottom. Okay. Oh, whoa, okay, so 1, 2. So I don't know if you can even see my mouse. So this one is first, second, and then there's a third, and then it kind of sticks out to the right. Then it fills this bottom right one, and then it fills this bottom right one. So it must be the full square, rectangle. Okay. Ooh, okay, so 1. Sorry, I'm speaking total gibberish, but I'm locked in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it kind of moves like clockwise, I guess, per row. It moves up, then across to the side, but it increases by 1 while moving clockwise. So this bottom one needs to be this one. What the heck? What? Wait a second. So for each row, interesting. So it kind of flips out and adds 2 dots? Is that what's going on? Wait. So there's this H1 in the top left. How does that become this weird one in the second one? What? And then it flips. Oh, it just flips. We just have to look at the last 2 columns. Okay. Dot, square, dot, square, dot, square. Okay, dot, square, dot, square. Okay, so each of the squares are in the same place in every column. And then the dots must be, so the square must be in the bottom left. And then the dot must be in the bottom right. This one. Oh, okay. Up, so up, left, down. Right, up. Oh, so every diagonal is the same. So it should, oh, wait, but the color changes. So if you look at the diagonal, it's the same. Yeah, the pattern could only be solved by 2 and 3. So it flips. Wait a second. I was thinking it might be an up-facing one. It probably is the up-facing one, but the black part is on the left. The black part is on the left because it flips. I'm not as certain about that one, TBH. Okay. Circle, circle, square, square. Circle, circle, dot, dot. Okay, so it looks like it's removing every part. So for the bottom one, so I'm looking at each column. For the leftmost column, it's like circle, circle, dot, dot. The first one is, so it's like kind of doing subtraction, I guess. So this bottom one needs to be the horizontal circle. Wait, this is basically the same thing as before. It's the same on the diagonals, but wait, what's going on with that gray square? I feel like that gray square in the bottom left shouldn't be there. What? Well, I mean, there is a gray square in every column, so I'm thinking that the new square that we need to put in doesn't need to be gray. Yeah, I think it's just the same as this diagonal, no? Oh, I'm not too certain about this one. Or maybe it rotates, so it's on the right side, left. So upper right, upper left corner. So every I realize that you guys can't even see my mouse. Boop. Well, so for the one in the first square, upper right corner. Then down that column is upper left. Then the last one is bottom left, but it's gray. I just think it's this one. Horizontal circle. I'm using 100% my brain energy to think. Words cannot be formed. Yeah, I don't know what this, like, gray rectangle is doing in the upper right, but it makes me think that there's black, gray, white in every column and every row. So this last shape must be a black triangle. I'm, like, slowly yeah, the black triangle. Okay, so diagonal, horizontal, vertical. Diagonal, horizontal, vertical. Horizontal. So the line needs to be horizontal in this one. And it needs to be a circle. So it's a horizontal. It's like a Saturn looking boy. Up, left, right, down. So for each column, it's up, left, right. Second column is right, up, left. So the bottommost must be pointing up? Yeah, I think it has to be pointing up. There's two in... Oh, the diagonals go like this way, I think. No. 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. So it has to have 3 dots and be pointing up. Oh, hello, Mylan. Everybody go subscribe to Mylan right now. Mylan is my gen mate in VTuber. I can hear the brain cells cooking. I'm so locked in right now. I have a lot of external validity. Yeah, that's true. It just tells you how good you are at IQ tests, right? Okay, so for every one, there's a white, a dashed, and a black. So this last one must be white. What? Left, right, bottom, right. Okay, up, down. Up, back, up, back. I think it needs to be, I'm thinking that every diagonal has one that's pointing, like, up and to, like, the left and right, and then down to the left or right. So I'm thinking this one might be down to the right. I think so. Wait. I mean, down and to the right? Yeah, I think it has to be if I look at every row, too. Oh god, what is this? Okay, 17. We're like halfway through, guys. It looks like it's moving clockwise. So it has to be pointing to the, like, 35 mark. Wait. No, it kind of jumped. Wait a second. No, that's not quite right. Because that would be the same as this, like, 6th box. It would have to be up, right, down. If I'm looking at every column, it goes up, left, down, then diagonal, and then it goes a little lower, and then it goes down 45, so the 35 mark. And so the next one needs to be pointing to the left, I think. So it might be D. I think it might be D. Ooh, okay. That looks like a key symbol in Japanese. That one in the top right. Okay, so the first two columns are the same. What? How does this work? Hi, Pogchamp Senpai. Yeah, no, pattern recognition test. Yeah, no, my full brain is being utilized right now. Wait, how is it that the first two columns are the same? How does it combine to make the third row? So that two equal signs somehow magically come together. I'm thinking you, like, kind of put them 45 degrees from one another. But how does that vertical line form? What? Okay, this confuzzles me. What the heck? So, two equal signs. So I guess maybe they split one and then put one vertically. So if you put two vertical ones together, you rotate one and then you put one down. So it might be 3 rows and then a vertical. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I have very little confidence in this answer. Oh my god, chat is going off. Okay, let's see. Okay, so every diagonal seems to be the same shape. So, okay, let me look at a What? So the 4 dots become a square. What the heck? Okay, so... Okay, let me look at it column by column. So... Square, dot, 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 square, cross. So this last one needs to have a dot, 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 dot. What's missing? So there's the square, there's the diamond, there's the dot, 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 the plus, and the little circle. And all of these somehow are present in every shape, in every column. So we have the square, we need the diagonal, we need the diamond. We have the 4 dots drawn in. We have the T shape, and we have a dot. So this one needs to be dot, 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 and a diamond. Oh my god, what is this? Oh, we have 10 minutes left, guys. Okay, exercise 20. So, we have this U-shaped thing, a Z, like me, and then a upside down U. So they combined the two and then subtracted the ones with the same, I think. Yeah, so for every row, you basically add them together and then you subtract the ones with the same line. So for this one, you would have a line across. You would not have a line diagonal, you would line vertically. You would have a line horizontally and a line vertically. And then you would have a line across. Yeah, so it would be a square with a diagonal line. This one. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mylan. Various ways of measuring how well people do on tests correlate with one another. Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. So, okay, horizontally looks like it's summing them together. But what's going on with the second row? Oh, it's summing them together, but if the line is already there, it deletes it, basically. So, in the second row, that some of the corner lines are already there, so it got rid of them. Okay. So this one should just be a cross, and then two corners. Yeah, this B looking one. Oh my god. What is going on here? Oh, I feel like my brain is fried. Okay, but 7 minutes left. We gotta hurry. So looks like the squares, every column, are moving closer together. So the bottom one should have a square in the upper right, and then the bottom square has moved to the leftmost position. The circles are the same, but they get covered up. So it should be this one. Okay. What the heck? What is going on here? Okay, so every diagonal has the same shapes and the same color coding. So in this case, but the corner is a diagonal of its own. What is going on here? So I think the circle should be in the rightmost position. I have no idea where these triangles are supposed to go. What about the black versus a white square? What? Raven's progressive matrices? I have no idea what those are. Okay, wait, I have 5 minutes left. Okay, I think the black circle's in the rightmost spot, and then the... black square? What? Black square might be in the center. I'm completely confuzzled on this one. I'm just gonna... There's a black... I think it's the one with the white circle. Wait, I'm gonna completely guess on this one. Okay. What the heck? Okay, this is also like the subtraction thing. Addition, but then if it's the same, it disappears, right? No, it's just full-on subtraction. Yeah, it disappears, so... I think it's one with 3. 3, and then... Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, what is this? 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 2. Okay, hold up. This reminds me of like one of those eye tests. What is going on here? What? So 1, 3, 2. Wait. How does that... I'm really confuzzled on this one. It doesn't seem to be addition or subtraction or anything. Or... Oh no, it's the ones that are the same between the two, I think. Yeah. So it should just be this one. Oh god. Oh, what are these bird-looking things? These look like kiwi birds. Ah! Ah! Send help! What the heck? So you're summing up... No, you're Okay, so you do the weird sum subtraction thing on the lines. And then for the dots, you find the common dot, I think. Yeah, so this one should just be this one. What are these Sputnik looking boys? I think this one needs to be rotated right. Rotated right at an extreme angle? Ah! Wait, up, down. Up, left, up, down, right. Up. I think it has to be this one with the wide angle. I don't know if that was right. Oh my god, there's 1 minute left. I think this is also the weird addition subtraction thingamabob. Ooh. This one? Ooh, okay, I have like 20 seconds left. What? What the heck is this? What? Yeah, no, there's 1 second left. My IQ was 121? What? The 92nd percentile. Is that good? I guess I'm outside of the 1 sigma mark. Yay! Yay, let's go. Oh my god, my head is going to implode. Oh my god. Okay, wait, let me read the comments as my brain, like, recovers. Why do IQ tests exist? Blah, 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 convergent, validity, what is intelligence or taking? Yeah, no, I feel like, isn't there also this study that, oh my god, my head's gonna explode. Isn't there also this study that, like, people who, there are some people who, like, train specifically for, like, test taking, and that might not even be, like, the best metric of intelligence because you're training for the test, right? Oh, if there's another, IQ test. Squid Game! No! No, please! Wait, I'm actually so stoked. So Squid Game Season 2 is coming out over the winter, so I'm actually gonna be watching at home. Oh, their little faces. That's good. That's good. Yay! I won! Oh, hello, Chet. Hello, by the way. Am I saying that right? Also, go subscribe to Chet. Chet's an amazing software engineer, like CS VTuber. Super duper cool. Z-Brain working at full speed. Oh my god. I think my head's actually going to implode. Holy moly. I have, like... Yeah, no, please don't explode. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully I don't explode. That would be that would be not very good. Are you smart in Oh, you could actually take like a control test. That's kind of crazy. But wow. Well, here I am. Yay. Also, just as a disclaimer, I think Chet and I also talked about this, that the oh my god, my brain is like collapsing, that IQ tests are not really a good metric of intelligence. And I think you guys were also talking about that in the chat. Like, I totally agree with that. But yeah. Oh, well, I was going to do a mental math challenge next, but because my brain is so fried, let's take a quick break. Oh, there was actually one thing that I did want to do. First, I need to drink water. Second, I'm preparing a new special video that I've been working on during Thanksgiving. But I was planning to save that for the end of the stream. What do you guys think? Here, let me do a poll. When should I premiere the new vid? Now. Later. Let's see what you guys think. So, just for context, like, over the Thanksgiving break, I was working on a little bit of surprise for you guys, just because I'm really thankful for all of your guys' support and appreciation for the channel, and it's really grown so much. And I worked on a video, and I was planning to premiere it. I worked, like, day and night for the editing for this, and it's been one of the funnest videos to make. I actually might make a sequel to it. Hello, the grits. Hello, love watching while at work. Well, I'm glad you're here. Don't be too distracted, though. You gotta be productive. Oh, yeah, is there a... Oh, I guess you can't really post a link. But if you want to post in the Discord, please go ahead and do that. I will check that as well. Everyone's saying now? You guys want me to premiere the video now? I'm down for that. Here, let me open up my YouTube page real quick. Okay. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. How do I do a premiere again? Okay. Okay, we are going to... Okay, we'll watch it now. Let's watch it together. I think this should be right. Okay. Oh. I'm just getting things set up. Z's dream is now. Yes, my dream is right now. Woohoo! Okay, let me... Oop. Ooh. Do you guys see that? Okay. I wonder if there's a way to put the chat side by side. Here. Woohoo! Oh. Actually, is there a way to... Ooh, there we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. I've been working really hard on this video, so I hope you guys enjoy. Linear regression. Oh. Yeah, no, I thought that it would be really cool to make a video on this, and I thought that this would be a really fun way. Hello, chat of the other video. Woohoo! I really want this video to do well. It's also, I'm sharing this video for the first time. Okay, I'm sharing this video for the first time with some people in real life. So, behave in the comments! Behave in the chat! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
If there's one thing you need to know about me, I really like Among Us, which has led me to create things like this, and this. Of course, Among Us may be within my bloodstream, but I have a little bit of a secret. I actually suck at the game. So here's how it works. You have crewmates and imposters, and the imposter's goal is to kill all the crewmates, whereas the crewmate's goal is to do all their tasks. In between, you can have emergency meetings, discuss, and try to kick people out. And so, to finally figure out why I suck at being the imposter, I wanted to ask, can imposters be recognized by their game history or successes in previous roles? And can we predict whether a user will be a good imposter or not? Today we'll be doing this by building a logistic regression model from scratch, step by step. I first began with a training and testing dataset from Meg Risdal's Among Us gameplay Kaggle website. Second was a user dataset to later predict on, which was by Ruchi Bhatia, also on Kaggle. Both these are linked in the description below. Now, the training and testing dataset has a lot of information from about 108 Twitch streamers and their individual games. I'm focusing specifically on this sheet, which includes information like crew wins, crew losses, imposter games, imposter wins, etc. for all of these different Twitch streamers. This gave me a huge dataset and a lot of features to test on. The next step is to build our logistic regression model.
My eyes just peeking out.
Step 1, clean and sort the data. I began by importing packages like pandas and matplotlib.
Nice keyboard sounds.
Data frame object and plotting respectively. I began by reading the CSV file containing the Twitch streamer data, which is our training dataset. Let's see what kind of features this dataset contains. Turns out there is a lot of different features, but only some are actually compatible with our second user dataset. And so I set
Comic Sans as a font was kind of crazy.
But what defines a good imposter, which is what we want to predict? Well, I thought that it would be defined by the imposter win rate and kill efficiency. I described this in the code by describing the imposter win rate as wins as imposter over the games as imposter, the kill efficiency as the number of kills over the games as imposter, and then combine the two to describe an imposter score.
I love the me in the corner.
I then described a cutoff that would determine whether someone is a good imposter or not. I then created a new column called good imposter, which holds 1 if a user is good or 0 if they're unskilled. Logistic regression is able to predict binary data, or zeros and ones. Here are the top 20 imposters ranked by their not binary imposter scores. The horizontal line marks the cutoff for being a good imposter, so the top 20 imposters would score within that threshold. I converted the data into zeros and ones for a logistic regression model.
Let's go.
But you can explore more machine learning algorithms in scikit-learn or try your own. A logistic regression model measures how much each feature of the training data impacts the label, or whether a user is a good imposter or not. Before we dive into
logistic regression has a binary outcome. You have to use binary labels.
A logistic regression model takes in several features to show how much each feature impacts the final decision, or whether somebody is a good
I learned Manim for this.
Mathematically, we can call our features x1, x2, and x3, and multiply each feature by a corresponding weight, theta1, theta2, and theta3, and then sum them up to get a score. This score is plugged into a special function called the sigmoid function that squashes the result into a value between 0 and 1, representing the probability that someone is a good imposter. To make the best predictions, we need to adjust those weights, theta 1, theta 2, etc., so that they most accurately reflect the data. And this is where gradient descent comes in. Gradient descent is a method used to find the best weights for a logistic regression model. It starts with random weights and adjusts them step by step to minimize the error between the predicted and actual outcomes. Each step is guided by the gradient, which indicates the direction of the steepest decrease in error. By moving in the direction of the gradient, we can gradually find the best set of weights that result in the most accurate predictions. Graphically, we can see this on the sigmoid function, an S-shaped curve that maps any input x value to an output that's between 0 and 1. This is because probabilities are between 0 and 1.
I'm glad you guys find this cool.
Let's say the model initially predicts a 0.9 chance of being a good imposter for the green dot, but the actual data shows that the user is a good imposter, so the actual value is 1. Gradient descent would calculate the difference between the predicted value of 0.9 and the actual value of 1. then adjust the weights to reduce this error as much as possible. For a logistic regression model, our output is binary
32
data,
minutes to
so
run.
the points on the graph move towards the extremes of 0 or 1. As gradient descent fine-tunes the weights, it pushes the points closer to these extremes, indicating more accurate and clear
This took
decisions.
forever to code in Manon, by the way.
So here is the training function. This is a lot of code, so feel free to pause and look through it if you'd like. But to summarize, here's what's going on. First, I begin by initializing the weights of the model to 0. This means that at the beginning, the model has no idea how much each feature should influence the prediction. I then perform the gradient descent process a certain number of times specified by the step count. Each repetition helps improve the model by adjusting the weights. Before I start processing every data point, we reset the gradient to 0, and these gradients will hold the little changes we need to make to the weights during every step. I then iterate through every training sample. For each sample, we get the actual label Y, whether the user is a good imposter or not, and the input features X, such as the number of kills, losses, crewmate games, etc. For each feature in the dataset, we calculate the gradient. This gradient represents how much we need to adjust the weight of that feature to improve our model's predictions. You might see this exponential dot product formula here. That's our way of measuring the difference between the predicted and actual outcomes. After calculating these gradients for all of the features, we then update the weights. The weights are adjusted in the direction of the gradient, with a step size determined by n, which here is the learning rate.
62 lines of code.
All of the iterations, we return the updated most accurate.
Yeah, this is just
which
a
are
basic,
optimized to
like,
best predict the outcome of
model,
whether
so
someone is
it's
a good
not a
imposter or
crazy
not.
neural net.
After training the model, we get these sets of weights, where a higher positive or negative value indicate that that feature has a stronger influence on the prediction. But how do we know if these weights actually would lead to accurate predictions? This brings us to our next step, where we need to test the accuracy of our trained model using the weights we've obtained.
Oh, thank you so much,
First,
Mylan.
we define a predict function that uses the trained weights to make predictions for new given data. Here's how it works. We multiply each input feature by its corresponding weight calculated by the training function. We then sum these values all together to get a score, which is passed through the sigmoid function to calculate a probability. If this probability is greater than 0.5, we predict a label of 1. The user is a good imposter. If it's less than 0.5, we predict 0, not a good imposter. But the predict function only does that for one data point. We then have to define a test function, which iterates through every single one of our test data points. For each sample, we extract the input features and the actual label. We then call the predict function and compare the predicted label to the actual label and keep track of how many predictions are correct. We calculate the model's accuracy by dividing the number of correct predictions by the total number of test samples. It is the moment of truth.
That scared
I
me.
first split the dataset into train and test portions and found that the accuracy was 1. No way! Well, of course, I also skipped that I had to find rough calculations for the best step count and the learning rate, and I also tried different splits for training and testing to make sure I wasn't overfitting. Now we're on to our final step. Let's run predictions on the new user data. But
One
here's
as
the
in
catch.
100%.
The features in
Yeah.
this dataset were a little different from the ones in the first Kaggle dataset, but I realized I could calculate the needed features by doing some basic spreadsheet math. So instead of doing it manually, I actually coded up the calculations to automate the process. Now, after pre-processing, I ended up with a clean dataset with features for 28 new users. And here's what I got. This plot shows the predictions for each user in the second dataset, whether they're likely to be a good imposter or not. For example, user 1 is probably a good imposter, whereas user 2 is not. You can actually go into the model and extract the probabilities themselves too. What's cool is that you could use this model with your own game data. Maybe you could predict which areas of your playstyle make you the ultimate imposter. Or in my case, which areas make me the worst imposter. But why stop there? You could extend this logistic regression approach to other binary data. For example, you could explore how factors like the player's gender might influence if they're sus, or even predict whether a game ends in a win or a loss. Sure, it would require more data collection, but we went through all of the model construction in this video. So, that's it. A step-by-step guide to building your own logistic regression model from scratch. I hope this was informative and also mildly entertaining, because it certainly was for me too. All the datasets are linked in the description if you'd like to build models of your own. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to start my Among Us training arc. Bye-bye!
Woohoo! And that was it. Yeah, no, everybody go... Hold up. Goated editing. Everybody go like it. I'm gonna like my own video. Okay, so let me first answer some questions. Everybody go like the stream and video. I worked really hard on the editing and to try to make it more entertaining. I might do a sequel to the video. Expert TM, it's totally fine if you DM me or post it in general. So, I know everyone was shocked about like the accuracy of 1. I think I wrote in the premiere comments as well. And I briefly mentioned in the video. The first time I ran it, I got like an accuracy of 0.6 and did a few adjustments, such as finding the best step count and the learning rate, and then got the accuracy between like 0.8 and 1. And the reason why I'm giving a range instead of just saying, yeah, the accuracy is 1, is because it can vary depending on how you split the training and testing sets. But I wanted to make sure that I wasn't overfitting. So what overfitting is if you fit a model, then sometimes the model just basically memorizes the data instead of actually like instead of actually doing like the predictions correctly. And so the one thing that I wanted to prevent was that. So yeah, no, 0.8 was still pretty great. And it was able to predict whether these like 28 new users were good imposters or not. And my goal is to maybe gather some data on my own of like imposter wins and like stuff like that, and try to see what factors determine like why I suck at being imposter in the game. So yeah, send this to your friends, send this to your parents, send this to relatives, everybody. Everybody must learn about logistic regression, and I wanted to make the editing fun, just because I feel like that's the best way to teach things, right? Yeah, different sets can give varying amount of results. Yeah, no, exactly. So one of my goals with this video was to make logistic regression not as much of a black box. Like, it's really easy in Python to go to scikit-learn and basically just be like, create logistic regression model and like plug in the parameters. But by building it yourself, you learn so much about the process. You learn about like what learning rate and step counts are. You learn exactly how like gradient descent works. And yeah, no, thank you, Dalek. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was pretty cute and entertaining. I kept chuckling throughout because I kept remembering you were doing this because you said you were not good at sussing out imposters. No, that is totally true. I actually do suck at being the imposter. I do have a deep admiration for Among Us, but yeah, I actually kind of suck at the game. So I wanted to make a video for that, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I will also share this everywhere. So please be sure to update. We got to get the algorithm going. Speaking of the algorithm, my last video on ITAR and US export control was a big hit, but some people were saying that it was shadow banned. Or some of the comments were shadow banned. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah. I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it though. I'm really happy that it worked out well. I basically had to pull like 2 late nights working on this just because I wanted to get it done before I came back. Yeah, maybe we should have an Among Us channel so we can all improve on the game. And maybe we should gather data. No, I'm just joking. I saw a number of comments that claimed to be silenced, which they clearly aren't. Really? Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with that video. I feel like it was also because it was about like US export control and stuff like that. It's a little harder for the algorithm to match up to that, I guess. Not sure. But yeah, I'm really glad you guys enjoyed the video. Hehehe. I've been working really hard on it. Okay. So yeah, that was what I've been working on. One other thing is that over the break, I'm going to be back at my childhood home, basically relaxing. And one thing that I've been working on, if you guys may remember, is I have been trying to learn my violin again. I know a lot of you guys really love my Howl's Moving Castle cover, so this is a FYI that there may be something new coming up next. So many things to be excited about. I think the winter break will also be a great time to share more videos. I'm also planning, this is very to be determined, but I'm planning a brand new series to be released over the winter break for a highly demanded topic. So we'll see how that goes. You guys can try guessing. Try to guess what the topic might be, because I think some of you may know what it might be. But yeah. Whew. I feel like my brain is definitely a lot more recovered after that. I think we should end the stream with the MBTI exam. How about that? I was gonna do some mental math. We can do some mental math first and then do MBTI. I don't know when my next stream will be this week. It really depends on how busy things are. It's the last few weeks before the winter break, so I might be doing like a spontaneous study with Z stream sometime this week. Do you guys like those kinds of streams? Because I definitely want to do more of them. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Marilyn. And new Orbeez. So I might do another study with Z stream, but my next stream is probably most likely going to be like Saturday or something like that. We'll see. There's one thing that I do want to do before the winter break, which is finish building that Lego set. So, for context, like, for the 1,000 subscriber celebration, I started building the Lego set, and then because of the breaks, and because I haven't had time to do a hand cam stream, I haven't been able to keep building the Lego set, but I might try to do that this weekend. How does that sound? Okay. In the meantime, let's do... Boop. Let's do a little bit of mental math. I just wanted to do a few of these. We're gonna do one round and see how it goes. Okay? It's time to lock in. 2 minutes of locking in. Oh, this is, by the way, this is, this website, by the way. Okay, let's start. Okay, that took me way too long. 2, 4, 8. What? Oh, frick. Okay, wait, I'm already failing. 5. Wait. Ah! Oh my god. What? What the heck? is this not? Oh. I can't do... Please. Wait. Wait, am I just... Oh, bro. I'm totally exposing myself right now. 7. Okay, that was horrible. I'm going to... I need to do a redemption arc. I spent like 10 seconds on one question. So, I did this last night, and I had a lot of fun. And I got a score of 30. And my goal is to get to 40, but I'm only halfway there. So, we're gonna do this again. What? Oh god. Oh. What? No, it's one of these. Okay, okay. 5, 6. No, bro, I did it worse. Yeah, no, stream pressure does make things more challenging. I swear I got like 30 something last night. Fast math. Is there a trick for doing division? I just kind of like jot it down. This is interesting. I did not know that stream pressure would affect me this much. Is there a trick for doing division? I basically just like write it out a little bit and just like think about what multiplies to the right digit. Anywho, that was a try at that. I highly recommend you try it out. My goal is to get to 40 eventually. One day I'll get to 40. Maybe it'll be off stream though. Maybe it'll be off stream. I guess. Yeah, there's certain sets of like last digits. Yeah, the IQ test probably shaved off a couple brain cells. That's probably right. How about, I do have to head out soon, so how about we end on a more lighthearted note? I wanted to do a personality test. Oh, I also exposed what my tab screen was, but it's just a gorgeous piece of art made by Eggy. Let's do the MBTI, and then we can end the stream. How about that? Our final exam to go head to head against, right? Okay, let's start. Okay. I'm gonna be really honest with this test, so we'll see how this goes. Soon, you're gonna be here a while for this one? I know the MBTI test takes a while, but yeah. You regularly make new friends. I feel like I am kind of a sociable person. Complex and adult, yes, definitely. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. I think I'm gonna put myself at the first disagree. So you basically have to choose. Like, do you strongly agree? Do you less agree? Do you decently agree? And then, like, it's like a scale. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. I have to be honest, I'm not the cleanest person. Usually stay calm, especially under pressure. I think I usually do. You find the... No, I actually really like... Well, that's what I'm doing right now. Promoting myself to strangers. Right? You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. That is true. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Sometimes. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists, 100%. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Sometimes. What's this? A free sample of one of our... Hi-end TJ, I've already simulated the test in my head. Bro, who in the chat is asking me to say ooh, bro? Even, I'll put myself at a 2. You feel comfortable just walking up to somebody you find, yes. You are not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. Sometimes they're really interesting. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when... No, I think people's feelings are a pretty big factor. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. No, I am a micromanager. If there's one thing you need to know about me, I have like mini post-its and I like write down everything I need to do. Like it, maybe like by hour or like by the minute. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. No, I really do think about whether I make a good impression. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. Yes, sometimes. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. Sometimes. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. What does that even mean? You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. I feel like you can be both, right? Or is this like giving like a white lie? Yeah, telling white lies. I usually I'll put myself here. You actively seek out new experiences. I think that's kind of true. Yeah, what does that even mean, right? Feelings are measurable phenomena. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Sometimes. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones. I'm gonna put myself as a minor disagree because I think at sometimes it's really great to rejuvenate yourself by being alone. But I also think socializing is one thing that I find enjoyable. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. I have to say, I have a deep admiration for people who write stories, but I actually suck at like fictional writing. So, does streaming count as a solitary activity? That's actually so true. This also like dives into the question of like chat being like the first like fourth person pronoun or something like that. I think I don't think streaming is a solitary activity because at the end of the day, like it is interacting with other people. Like I interact with my gen mates in VTuber. I interact with like you guys, the Orbeez. Yeah, no, you guys are real. You guys are totally real. No, you guys are a simulation. And I also like just chatting with other VTubers and edutubers and finding communities online. So I think it is a social activity. You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. Sometimes. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I'm totally exposing myself. Sometimes I just go straight to bed. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over... Okay, no, that is not true. I really value just listening to others. Usually wait for others to introduce themselves. No. I usually I'll put myself here. Your mood can change very quickly. Does my mood change quickly? I feel sometimes. You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. Oh, no. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. That is not me. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. Oh, I do love that. Trolley problems are totally up my alley. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Sometimes. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Sometimes. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. Yeah. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work. Nope. You rarely second guess the choices that you've made. You rarely no, I sometimes do. Oh, that should be this one. But I feel like, isn't it good to sometimes second guess? Because you can think about, like, different options. You expend all the options in your brain. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. I think that would be true some of the time. You are drawn to various... Do you guys find me lively and outgoing? I feel like you guys would. You are very... I guess this is creative expression, so agree. You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. I think I rely on both. Objective facts. Do I rely on objective facts rather than emotional impressions? I feel like I need to put the gray one for this one. I think it's a book. You like to have a to-do list. Yes, you rarely feel insecure. Dun dun dun! Dun dun dun. I find it really hard to self-evaluate. Yeah, I don't know. That's one thing I found about these MBTI tests. But I think if I get a different... This is a good social experiment. Because I know what I usually get on this test when I'm by myself. And I'm curious to see what I'll get on stream. Maybe Mylan, the psychologist, can answer as to why that's the case. You rarely feel insecure. I have to be honest, there are some times where the imposter syndrome does kick in. But I think it can vary. I think it can vary. I'll put myself as the first disagree. I think it varies. I'll put myself as the middle dot. You avoid making phone calls. That is not true. I love making phone calls. I think phone calls is like the best thing. I think nowadays people are just chatting, but I think hearing somebody's voice is like the closest thing you can get to like seeing them in real life. Imposter syndrome is when I'm sus. You can easily connect with people you have just met. I think so. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes, you are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Sometimes. You're not interested in discussing theories on what... Oh, no, I love that. Your emotions control you more than you control them. No. Nah. No. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient. Yes, I think that's a big part of it. Ooh, I think sometimes my personal work style is more like spontaneous bursts of energy, especially when I'm making a video. I'm blitzing through this. I feel like some of these, I feel like very confident in my answer. I would rather sit on... No, wait, I feel like phone calls are so nice though. I think also like, if I want to meet up with somebody, I just call them up. I'm just like, hey, you free right now? And we just meet up. I think with text, it's like so easy to let that go under the radar because so many people receive like, you're getting notifications from Instagram, from like Snapchat, from like, I don't know what else people use nowadays, but all these different like messaging services and iMessage and whatever. But if you phone call them, they're likely to pick up or at least like leave a message or call you back, right? When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. That is not true. You would love a job that would require you to work alone. No. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. I have some opinions about this. So, I think some philosophical questions, some ethical questions are really interesting. Like, bioethics, like, I don't know, like, the end of the universe slash, like, humanity's, like, contributions. Like, that kind of stuff is really interesting. But if you go into questions like, I once saw a talk, actually, and, it was by a philosopher. And I went in really, like, open-minded and just being like, hey, let's see what's up with this. And the conversation was like, you know, like, what is, like, the spin of an electron? And I was like, okay, this is really interesting. This is, like, physics. And then they were like, what is, like, the spin of electron relative to? And I was like, well, that doesn't really make much sense. And then and then this speaker was like, what is? And I was like, what is going on? Like, what do you mean what is? Like, it is there. So I think I'm interested in some philosophical questions, but when it gets too abstract, like, what is an object? Like, then it's kind of like a little odd. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think people find enjoyment in different things, but I personally think that I lie here on the spectrum. I am not a boomer. Orbeez, I'm not a boomer. I'm not a boomer. You guys saw when I did the IQ test that I had to put in my age range. I selected that 18 to 50 range. I'm not 61 years old. When you have to pad out an essay for philosophy? Yeah, for what is. Yeah. You feel more busy to bustling. No, I do love studying in cafes. But I think it can vary. The decision feels right on you, yes. You often feel overwhelmed. Sometimes. With work. You complete things methodologically without skipping over any steps, yes. You prefer... Sometimes. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions. I'm 49 years and 364 days old. No! Orbeez, I promise, I'm not a boomer. Wait, if you're 50 years old, are you a boomer? No! 50 years old aren't even boomers. 50 is Gen X. No, I really do like the simulational hypothesis type stuff. Like, are we living in a simulation? Like, I think that's some pretty cool questions. I think there's some people who go down that rabbit hole a little too much. In that case, I don't really enjoy it as much. But there's some interesting philosophical questions. I think when it gets to, like, what is an object? Or, like, what is? I'm a zoomer. No, wait, no. Zoomer with a Z. I am a zoomer. I'm a zoomer. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. I do like concrete steps a little bit more. But... oh, I can't decide. I'm gonna put the middle one. If you are more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. I don't think that's true for me. You struggle with deadlines. No, you feel confident that things will work out for you. Actually, right now, I sort of do. I am the other gender. This is optional. Well, I am female, so. You are an INTJ. Birthday stream tomorrow. 50 years old. Haha. I am an INTJ. So, okay, just for context, before we see the results, I have consistently been ENTP. Okay, hold up. Let me pull up the personality types real quick. For context, I have always been either the debater and the commander, or this one, the executive, ESTJ. So we'll see what I get. if it's different, that means that the stream has like psychologically affected me. This could actually be a really good study. You know, there's studies on like VTubers and like how they their psychological analysis. Well, let's see. Moment of truth. What the heck? What? Okay, I have never gotten this before. I think that this can be a research study. Streams affect conveyed personalities. Because historically, I've only been these two or this executive one. That's interesting. So, okay, wait. Let's do some data analysis. So, ENTJ, ENTP, or ESTJ. So, I think... Oh, so the E is always the same. So I have been both N and S, but the one thing that's consistent between all three of the ones that I've gotten is that I always get T. So for some reason, when I stream, my F score goes up. My feeling score goes up. I guess that makes sense, because it relies more on, like, emotional expression. Where's Myelin when we need them? Because it's like a social thing, right? That makes sense. And my extroverted score definitely went up too. Yeah, I switched between N and S, but... Huh. So I guess being on stream affects conveyed personality. Yeah, it is inconsistent. It's just for fun, but I just thought it was really interesting. I'm the extrovert of you, yes. Yeah, no, I definitely am E. Actually, there are certain times when I got I through this test before too, when I'm like really exhausted. But I think E is not necessarily like being outgoing, but it's also like you're gaining energy by being around others. And I feel like in this context too, like especially like I'm around you guys. So, yeah. That was really interesting. Yeah, let's take another test after a month. Let's see if it changes. I'm actually really curious. Anywho. Woohoo! Well, that was it. Oh, that was a good stretch. I will have to depart shortly. Are you winning, son? Hello, Rain Blackwell. Yes, I defeated the IQ test. Yeah. Woo, this was really fun. I really love doing these types of quizzes. This was always in my stream queue. And if you haven't already, be sure, I know there's a lot of new Orbeez that have found me through Reddit and different sources. Be sure to join the Discord, because I will be most active there, especially when I'm on break. And go advertise my new video. Go advertise my new video. I'm going to share it everywhere. We need it to go viral. Also, this is like, the reason for that is because it is one of the first videos that some of my IRL friends will be seeing. So, A, behave yourselves in the comments, Orbeez. And B, we gotta make it go viral, right? Anywho. Well, it was really great being back and just chatting with you guys. I don't know when my next stream will be. I might do a spontaneous study with Z stream. Sometime this week. Keep an eye on Discord and Twitter for that. That might be really fun to do. The editing is very amogus, very sus. Yes, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I spent a lot of time editing the video. Yeah, no, and definitely go try the Mensa test. I'll link in the description below. I was afraid to show my VTuber content to IRL friends because I was unsure of how they react. Yeah, actually, I have a bit of a story time. Okay, one last story, and then I'll actually need to head out. One last story. after my last stream before Thanksgiving, I told one person, the first person in real life, that I was a VTuber. Like, I told some of my VTherm gen mates about this. So I told somebody in real life for the first time, and I was really, really nervous. Hello, Rickolol. We just finished up some tests, and I'm telling the Orbeez my story of telling somebody in real life that I'm a VTuber. So yeah, I told somebody in real life that I was a VTuber. Like, we were sitting in the car, and I was just like, hey, I'm a VTuber, lol. No, I didn't break it like that. I was really nervous. Because, you know, I think there's a lot of stigma around VTubers. I mean, I know there's some VTubers who do, like, sus content. I think my channel is very different from that, and I don't intend on doing that kind of content ever. And so I was expecting the reaction to be like, oh my god, that's so weird. Maybe I was also really anxious, like, going into the conversation, but like, all I got in return was, like, incredible support. Like, honestly, like, there was a moment where I was really terrified. And, yeah, no, I was literally like, senpai, I need to tell you I'm a VTuber. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. But I was really nervous, and it went great. And I got a lot of feedback, a lot of support. And so, yeah, this IRL individual may be lurking in the Discord or the chat, who knows. But yeah, no, coming out of the virtual closet was a little intense. And this is really just the beginning. So for context, like that YouTube video that I made, I didn't use my VTuber avatar, primarily because I was at home, and I wanted to use the really cute chibi drawing that, like, Eggy made. So that's what I used. But I think it's also my way of, like, easing people into this idea that I am, like, a science education VTuber. And that video will be the first time I'm showing some of my, like, how do I say it, like, more, like, academic peers about this content. So, yeah. Whew. I'm a little nervous, but I really hope it goes well. So I shall keep you guys updated on the journey. I love this channel because it's a middle ground between a serious science channel. Yeah, no, exactly. And a more laid-back channel where one can joke around. I feel like that's exactly how the streams go. Like, I feel like the streams are, like, really casual, but also with, like, a tinge of education. And the videos are, like, full educational. So, yeah, no, I really want to keep doing this kind of content. So, yeah. So that's a bit of an update. I'm still feeling a little nervous and jittery after, like, telling people for the first time, and, like, coming out of the science VTubing closet has been, like, a little scary, but I'm excited to show this next video with some of my friends. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will have another stream maybe later in this week, and don't worry, I'm working on a new series that will be released over the winter. So I'm not disappearing over the winter. If anything, I'll be releasing more educational content. So yes, certainly nothing bad will happen. Nothing bad will happen at all. I just joined. Yeah, unfortunately we're wrapping things up, but thank you guys so much for joining, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay cozy, stay warm, keep watching my video on loop. I'm just joking. Or am I? And yeah, no, have a great day, evening, afternoon, everybody. I shall see you guys. This is, oh, I can't salute very well. This is me saluting, by the way. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, wow, I'm really rusty. I forgot how to... This one? Oh, okay, yes. Okay, goodbye. Bye-bye. Watch all the videos on loop. Actually, I heard if you watch it like 0.25 speed, it gives more views. So maybe that's how it works. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, yes. And I will drink some coffee. I'm probably going to get my second cup right now. See you all. Bye-bye.